I think that it's also good to observe, you know, like a lot of people rely on reference photos, but the more you can absorb, like we were talking about earlier, if I go outside, I'm always looking at trees and clouds and light and shadows. You know, keep all that stuff in your head and take it home, because it's going to help you later when you're drawing, because you're going to know why light works a certain way, or why that tree has a shadow, or, you know, you have to kind of look at these things and have it click in your mind and go, oh, okay, now I get it. Now I know why light bends around a cylindrical shape, and every time I draw a cylinder now, I'm going to make sure that it has, you know, a shadow running down one side and a highlight on one side and a secondary light on the other. And you'll do that for every painting from now on, and those observations are always going to help you. I like to look at it like seeing like a camera. Like don't see like you normally see, and don't look at things like you normally see them. Think about when you take a picture of something, how it is how it is. The light doesn't change, the angle doesn't change, nothing about it changes. And when you start to see that way, you're going to start to take kind of mental pictures of things and go, okay, this is what I want to use in my work later to make it look more realistic.
I would also say, like, once any potential artist out here, once you do start seeing these things and noticing this, just don't try to explain it to anybody, because they will think you are insane. So just kind of keep it to yourself, because I've made the mistake of explaining, because like I said, I'm a caricature artist, so I'll be out with my friends and I'll see people's faces, and like I'm just like, this girl's nose is huge. And they're like, Torren, why are you staring over there? I was like, you don't see this girl's nose? It's gigantic. So like, just don't explain it. Just internalize all this information that you're gonna start noticing when you really start paying attention to the world and observing things like light and shadow, because you'll end up just staring at trees and people think you lost it.
And to build upon that a little bit more, don't be obsessed with realism, because drawing realistically does not make you a good artist. Not all artists want to be realistic artists. Not all people who enjoy art appreciate realism and consider it to be the ultimate kind of art. If you take Picasso, for instance, he could paint like any of the great masters at like age 13, and then as he went through his career, he ended up doing abstract, very simple things that look like stuff that kindergartners would draw, yet that's what he's more well known for. And there's a little bit more expression in expressive art, in abstract art, than there is in realism. Realism's like, okay, great, you drew an apple that looks just like an apple, why not take a photograph of that apple? You know, if you draw something that's a little more abstract, you know, that doesn't look exactly like an apple but still gives people the impression that it's an apple, people spend a little more time looking at it and thinking about it.
Yeah.
See, that's my line of thinking, the hyperreal illustration where you really can't tell. A lot of the times I look at that and I think, photo would have done it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But for me, I do a lot of sci-fi and fantasy, so it's like, well, of course, where else are you going to get that?
That's exactly why I got into doing caricatures, because I used to paint portraits, and it's like, well, what am I doing that a photograph can't do? Well, a photograph can't, you know, capture someone's likeness through exaggeration. That's exactly why I started doing it.